Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a makeup look, and this is actually the makeup look that I wore to my sister's wedding. My sister just got married at the end of September, and I did my own makeup. Actually, my sister did her own makeup for her wedding too. And I did my own makeup at my wedding, and I really wanted to do mine for hers, and I had to practice beforehand because I feel like my everyday makeup is not quite as glamorous as like what you want for a wedding, but I also wanted it to look like me and use the products that I use kind of on the everyday. So I'm gonna share some like little tips and tricks along the way, I guess, of what I did with my makeup. I really loved how it turned out. I was really happy with it. And yeah, I felt like it lasted throughout the day. It looked good. And I was really happy with it. So this is what I did. I'll try to link all the products I can down below. So let's go ahead and get into the makeup look. Okay, to start off, I am gonna use a little bit of primer, but this is just like a random tip trick that I've kind of learned with doing my makeup. I don't know if it'll work for you, but I feel like it works for me. And I don't do this for every day because a lot of times I don't have time or it just doesn't work out. But if I have the time and I'm doing my makeup and I'm doing it, obviously this was a special day, I wanted to do it right. I try to put on my skincare, so my moisturizer, any serums, eye cream or whatever, and I try to let it sit on my skin for about 30 minutes to an hour before I go in with any makeup. I find that that's kind of like my perfect time. If I go any earlier than that, I do find that sometimes I'll put on my foundation and it can ball up in places sometimes. And then if I wait too long, if I wait like too many hours and then I go in with makeup, I definitely feel like my skin needs a primer or something. So that's just a little tip, trick, random thing. I did obviously wait. Today I actually waited about a good half hour before I am gonna go in with makeup here. I did use a primer also on the day. I just used a tiny bit, and then I also went in with the Flawless filter before I went in with foundation. So I'm gonna grab the primer first and then we'll go in with the Flawless filter. So random, the moisturizer that I used when we were there, I used the Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream, one of my favorite moisturizers, and I actually used, this is the Elemis Pro Collagen Insta Smooth Primer. So I just used a teeny bit of this in places that I really wanted to like smooth out my skin and make it look really perfect. I didn't go overboard with it. I used just a teeny tiny amount. And just kind of pressed it into my skin in places where I wanted it to look smooth and just a little more flawless. Okay, then I went in with the Flawless filter. I just kind of randomly put this all over my face. It is really, really pretty. I think it always lays so nicely under makeup. I really only use this on like special occasions. I don't use this for every day. I know some people just wear this and that's it. I also know people that wear it every day, which is great. I'm in the shade 2 Light, and it's a good shade match. And then I just take a damp beauty blender and just kind of blend it out. I kind of try to keep it in areas I would highlight, but then I just kind of blend it all out. So it looks really pretty under makeup. After that, I go in with foundation. You can see my skin's very glowy. I use the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is my favorite foundation. I use it for every day, but it goes really nicely with pictures, and it's just a really, really good foundation. I use the shade 4.5, and it's a good shade match. I just kind of dot it all over. I love it because it's a really nice natural finish. It's buildable if you need it to. But I feel like I can see my skin when I have this on. So it's just one of my favorites. Going in with that damp beauty blender again, just blending everything out, mushing it all together. Then I went in with concealer, the Tarte Shape Tape. another little thing, whenever I do my makeup kind of more special, I always try to use products that I'm already using, just use it a little bit more or do it a little bit more. But I think just doing what you normally do and use, I think is something that I've always just kind of done for when I want it to look extra special. You want to make it look like you. Alright, all of that is done. I'm going to put a little bit of my Urban Decay Primer Potion on my eyes. This is the anti-aging one. I also remember just taking my time and not rushing anything. I was very, like, I think I did my face makeup. I took a break. I like, okay, everything's good. It looks good. Then I went in with the next thing. I took my time doing this for sure. I wanted to do all my cream products before I went in with any powder. I kind of did it in layers, cream and then powder, which you're like supposed to do with makeup, right? I don't know. But I did find that it lasted a lot better. It just locked in more color. I felt like my makeup looked really, really flawless when I did the steps of that, doing cream and then powder. So I went in with the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. This is in the shade Fair Medium. I've fallen in love with this little thing. I kind of want to use it for every day because it's just so good and looks so pretty and natural on. It comes out and looks very scary. So if you're not into that, it might look really scary. But so I did it just kind of where I use bronzer, like kind of right here, around here, and just a teeny tiny bit on my jawline. But I kind of squeeze it out here. And then one thing randomly before I start using this, one thing I did do as I used this, I made sure, I feel like this dries pretty quickly down. It's a very thin product. It's very pigmented, but very thin. I did it section by section. So I would do it here, blend it out, do it right here, blend it out right away. That's just how I found that this product works best, but I love it. So I'm gonna go couple dots right there, and then I'm going to use this brush right here. It's from Sigma. It's kind of a fluffy angled brush, and then I just kind of blended it. I'll do the other side. See, it looks very scary on, and then it blends really nicely. It looks very natural on. All right, another little thing I did, I took my finger with the product and I did go a little bit along my nose, just to add a little contour there. I didn't go very heavy with it because I was like very nervous, didn't want to mess it up. Okay, after the cream contour went on, I did do a little bit of cream blush too. You saw this probably in my makeup haul. It's the Rare Beauty Nearly Mauve cream blush. I used a really big stipple brush. I just kind of tapped it in and then lightly tapped it on my cheeks. One thing I love with makeup is blush. So I wanted to make sure my blush like lasted throughout the day and stayed in place. So I felt like the cream just kind of held everything together. I did not use a cream highlight because I used the Flawless filter underneath. I did go in with a powder highlight later, but I did set everything with this. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Airbrush Flawless Finish. I'm in shade 1 Fair. And I used this it's a Hourglass brush. It kind of has a fluffy end right here, which I set my under eyes with, and then I use this to kind of just set everything. So I'm just gonna tap it in and tap it on the under eyes. I really love this powder. It's really pretty. And I just locked everything in so nicely. Then we're gonna go in with powder products. This is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light Bronzer. This is just like my everyday bronzer. Kind of go right here, kind of everywhere where I put that contour, just kind of blending underneath here, down my neck a little. For blush, I am using this Hourglass palette. They actually just came out with a very similar palette. This is an old holiday palette, and this is my favorite blush ever. It is called Mood Flush. It is just my favorite blush of all time. I wish they came out with an individual one of this because I would buy it over and over and again. So I'm gonna go in with that, and then I'm just gonna tap it in this color right here, which has a little bit more shimmer. I went crazy with blush on the day of my sister's wedding. I really like blush. Probably looks like a clown, I don't know, but I really love blush. For highlight, I went in with this NARS one, which I think was limited edition. It's called Hot Sand. It's a really pretty, very kind of intense highlight. I don't really wear intense highlight every day. I think, isn't that like on the out or something? Highlight. And then because I was extra on the blush that day, I went in with another blush. This is the Laura Mercier Blush Color Infusion and All That Sparkles. It is so pretty. It's so pretty on its own, but it also has just like a teeny bit of shimmer to just like give you a glow. So I just kind of topped everything off with that. I don't know why. I don't know if it did anything, but I love this blush. If you guys need a good blush, this one is so pretty. Okay, onto the eyes. I feel like you should really do your eyes before your face makeup, but I did it this way. I don't know. I went into my Chocolate Bar palette, which I don't even think they make anymore, which is so sad because this is one of my probably my top palette of all time. I really like the Tarte one too, but this one I pull out every fall because it has really pretty like fallish colors. Oh, I love this palette. So I just used one color in this palette, and that's this color right here. I always like to start with just a soft kind of warm brown like that in the crease with a fluffy brush, and I just went lightly in the crease with it. And then I went into a different palette that I purchased just for my sister's wedding, but it is really, really pretty. I was really happy with it. Okay, so this is the palette that I used. It is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called the Pillow Talk Dreams. I have the original Pillow Talk little eyeshadow palette, but this is, I think, a newer one called the Dreams one. It's just a little deeper, a little more mauvier, and I loved it. I had mauve on my dress. I had kind of mauve and green flowers all over my dress, and it was so pretty. I felt like it complemented my dress very well. So I went in with that same fluffy brush with this shade right here. I just started in the crease, kind of worked my way a little bit lightly on the lid. Right after that, I went in with this darker shade with this brush. It is a MAC 217. It's still fluffy, but it's a little smaller than that big fluffy one. And I just tapped a little bit in here, and then I went in the outer corner, kind of keeping this color right here and just kind of blending. All right, after that was on, I actually went in with this shade right here using my finger. And I actually just took it and tapped it all over my lid here. Then I also went in with my finger just a teeny tiny bit and went kind of on the inside corner just to try to keep it a little bit lighter. I didn't really go crazy with the shade. I just kind of tapped it in the corner there. Then I went in with a pencil brush, went in with that dark brown shade, and I just kind of very lightly went under my lash line here and smudged. And then I went in with a little bit of the shade and blended a little more. And I forgot, I did go back to this palette. I used this kind of pearly white shade and I tapped it right here just for a little brightness in the inner corner. Okay, and that is the eye makeup I used. I'm probably gonna do my brows next, but I did, as I'll do my brows, I used the Dior Brow Show and the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is like my everyday brow. But I just fluffed them up like this and then kind of colored in softly. But I will say, I purchased those lashes from Amazon. All of you guys were like, don't use them. You have pretty lashes, don't use lashes. I ended up forgetting them, so I left them at home. And I really did want some like lashes. I have decent lashes. I can't complain about my lashes, but I just wanted them to be extra special. My sister did her own makeup as well, and she was doing her lashes, and I decided to go for it. So I did use lashes there, but I used hers. And they were just little, like little trios of lashes, and I did 3 on the outer corners and just kind of added a little bit on the outer corners. I'm not gonna do that today because I used her lashes, but I'm just gonna use my normal like mascara, what I would have done if I didn't do my lashes there, because I forgot to bring my own. Okay, so after this step, I did put on the lashes, let them sit for a while, and then I went in with my favorite eyeliner. This is the Rare Beauty, what is it called? Perfect Strokes Matte Liquid Liner. I love this thing. And I just went very slowly. Another little trick I did, I kind of learned this right before I did my makeup, watching somebody's video, and it was just to take the tip and just kind of bring it down a little bit further to just create that long eyeshadow, or that eye shape. I have really small eyes, really squinty small eyes, so I wanted to create bigger eyes, and I feel like that kind of helped a little. So I just did that, and I think it... Alright, I'm going to use my Dior Lash Primer and Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. After I had my mascara on, I let that dry, and then I went in with a couple spritz of the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray, just to set everything, melt everything together. I used this on my wedding day, so I wanted to use it again because it did work. And then I went in with my lip. For my lip, I went in with my favorite lip liner, MAC Whirl. It is just a favorite. Before I went in with any lipstick, I actually put on a little bit of the Summer Fridays. This is the Lip Butter Balm. These are my favorite lip balms. They're kind of lip gloss lip balms, but this one is in the shade Vanilla Beige. It has a little bit of a tint to it. but I love it. It was very, very dry out there, obviously in the mountain air, so everything I could to like hydrate, this kind of helped just to keep hydration on my lips and not make my lipstick look so flaky. For lipstick, I went in with my favorite. This is the YSL lipstick in number 10. It's a really pretty nude beige. I think it's called beige, but I can link it. It's out of stock a lot of times, but I'll try to find it and link it. Alright guys, so that is it for my makeup. That's what I did for my sister's wedding. I really liked it. It turned out really, really nice. I love the eyeshadow palette. It's so pretty. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this makeup look. And if you missed my makeup haul, I'll try to link that down below too. I did like a little makeup beauty haul that I haven't done one of those in a very long time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.